Vacuuming is one of those chores that a lot of people just do not like to do. And we live in a world today where we have robot vacuums that do that for us. So today we're going to be diving into an honest review of the Roomba 675. Well, hey guys, Juan here. Thanks for stopping by my channel and checking out this video. So before we get started, I do want to put a little disclaimer in here. The Roomba that I am going to be reviewing for you guys, this guy right here, is the 670. Now, the 670 and the 675, there's absolutely no difference. The only difference in those two is the color. The 670 is white, the 675 is black. The guts, the way it's made, everything inside of it is all the same. So the only difference in the numbers is that color. And I myself, I preferred the white version. I just thought it looked cool with going with the gray and the black here. So that's why I ended up going with the Roomba 670. But today's review of talking about this robot or this Roomba 670 is also applying to the Roomba 675. So I just wanted to make sure I threw that out there to clear up any kind of confusion with this review video. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the review. Also, to help you out, there will be a link in the description below of where you can get one of these kind of robots. I said before, this is not a sponsored video. I don't work for iRobot or Roomba. This is just a video that I'm making to help you, the consumer, just like me, who likes to watch videos or any kind of product reviews before you buy something. One of the things I'll start off with is you can take a look at the edges here, and it has taken a beating there. I mean, it runs up against everything, and I mean, it still looks pretty good after 6 months of use of banging into dressers and bedposts and door frames and everything that it could touch. But it is taken quite a bit of a beating in the amount of time that I've used it over this course of 6 months, and it's still holding up really well. Also holding up very well has been the battery. So a lot of these devices, these electronic devices, after using them for a certain amount of time, the battery life tends to get a little bit old, or it doesn't hold up as well, or it doesn't charge as long. But this particular robot vacuum, in 6 months, I can't tell the difference between the day I used it to 6 months later. The battery life lasts a long time. I've been vacuuming the same rugs, the same rooms over the course of these few months, and it lasts the whole time, enough to vacuum the whole room before I need to charge it. Now, a lot of times it is one battery length per room, depending on the size of your room. We do have some bigger rooms in this house. So once it'll vacuum one room, we'll put it on a charger, let it charge up, and then we'll put it into another room at another time. Now, after using it for this many months, one of the things that does get clogged up are the brush rollers. As you can see, it's pretty clogged up right now. I'm going to have to get it all cleaned out, but that's been one of the that's one of the maintenance issues of having any kind of vacuum, is you got to clean that brush roller. Now, we have 2 dogs in our house, so this thing gets 2 dogs and 2 women, so their hair, but it gets clogged up pretty frequently. I would say I have to clean it out about every 4 or 5 weeks. I wouldn't mind if they would create some kind of subscription service where you can take your old roller, throw it into a package, mail it off, and then they would send you a new one, and that way they can clean it out really good versus me doing it myself. But we have become lazy in our subscription-based service world here in the world, so they don't have that yet. But Roomba, if you're watching this, that might be an idea for you. Now, one of the only bad hiccups that I did run into was this thing was going back to its base to get charged, and when we went to go use it another time, it had not charged, and it had docked itself, and so I was wondering why it did not charge. Come to find out, right here, if you take a look on the base right there, you see how that gets dirty? You have to clean those terminals after a certain amount of time. So if it doesn't charge up after it docks itself, clean those terminals, and that's what I had to do. It's just a matter of licking your finger and kind of getting a towel or something like that and cleaning that terminal there, and then it'll charge itself after it gets a very good connection to the robot onto the terminal. So that was the easy fix on that. But really, other than that, over the course of 6 months, that was the only thing that I had, or any kind of issue that I had with this robot. One of the other things I wish that they could improve on after using this is the notification system. So sometimes when the robot tray gets full, I'll get a notification that it has canceled the job. I wish it was a little bit more defined in that aspect, saying that maybe the tray was full, or I'll get a notification when it's canceled because it's hung up somewhere. So it'd be kind of neat if the notification came in and told me that it was stuck or something like that. So maybe they could define the notifications a little bit clearer, but as of right now, the notification you'll get is that it's canceled, and it could be a number of things. Here are some more thoughts on this particular robot that'll help you get a general idea if this is the robot vacuum for you. Some of the best things that I really like about it is the ease of use. It is so easy to use. I mean, it's very user friendly. You don't have to be a tech genius to be able to use these things. They make them so user friendly for anybody at any age, at any level of tech, to be able to use these smart vacuums. You can control these things from your app, and you can schedule them out, and you can do all kinds of nifty things with them. But for me, after a month of using it, the only thing I've really ever done with it is just use my phone to start and stop it, okay? So if I've been sitting in my office chair and I'm on my computer, and while it's in the same room that I am, and it's kind of doing its thing and going around and cleaning, there has been times where maybe it got hung up because I do have a fan that has a base that's slanted, so sometimes it'll get up on that base and get caught. So I'll be able to just reach over, grab my phone, and hit stop. Very convenient. Don't have to get up. And it's all done through that iRobot Home app. Now on the app, there are options to where you can schedule it out for certain points of the day, but I've never done that myself. I want to be in the same vicinity of where it's cleaning, so that way if something happens, it gets hung up, or I want to be able to free it up. But if you want to do time management, you can schedule these things to vacuum from whenever you're not home and you're at work or somewhere. And the cool thing is you can schedule it anytime, anywhere, or if you wanted to, if you're out shopping and you wanted to go ahead and clean, you can do it while you're at the grocery store and hit clean, and it'll go ahead and start for you. Of using this thing, I have been very pleasantly surprised at how well it cleans. It has a 3-stage cleaning system using a 3-step combination of agitation, brushing, and suction to remove dust, dirt, and all kinds of debris that you may have on your carpets or your hardwood floors. I love that the sensors work really well with this thing, and they're able to detect what is around it, whether it be like a chair leg or a bed frame or your dresser. It does very well at sensing what's around it to maybe stop it, turn around, and go the other way. One of the things I did find is that at one of our nightstands we have like an Apple Watch charger or an extension cord that hangs down, and it will go over an extension cord and sometimes get caught up to where you have to go over and free it and pick it up and move it so that way it can continue its job. But yeah, it does get caught up on some of the cords, especially if the cord is pretty flush with the carpet and it doesn't sit up very high. It will get caught sometimes. One of the other things I wish that it had was a bigger container. When you have dogs like I do, I have 2 dogs, that container gets filled up kind of quickly, especially if you don't run it on a frequent basis. If you're only running it like once a week or more, that container will get full pretty quickly. I kind of wish the container was bigger, but it's just a matter of going over and emptying it. You just have to empty it out a little bit more often. I have heard of some people complaining that it's kind of loud, but I mean, it's a robot vacuum. It's like a vacuum cleaner. It's not quite as loud as a normal vacuum cleaner, but I mean, they are a little bit noisy, I guess, but nothing to where it has really bothered me any. There's been a couple times where it did get hung up with all of the hair that gets in the brushes, so sometimes you do have to clean it out. You have to stop, unhook the little latches that are underneath there, pull out the hair. But I think that's pretty normal with any vacuum cleaner that you use. And you'll know when it gets hung up because once it's rolling, you'll see that it kind of like jogs like this a little bit. And then you'll hear a little clicking sound whenever it's not rolling smoothly. That's when you know you need to clean it. I have checked out some of the other robot vacuums, but iRobot is kind of one of the leaders in the industry. I've been pretty pleased with the product that they made with the Roomba 670. Now some of them may be better than others, but I think when it comes down to like a 670 series, I think it's based on the store brand. So like Best Buy will have like a 675 or some 670 something. Walmart may have a 670 series, but there's not a whole lot of difference. Now, if you're anything like me, whenever you vacuum with a regular vacuum, you kind of go in straight lines. I like to see the pattern of the straight lines, and that way I know I pick up every inch of the floor whenever I get done vacuuming. One thing I wish that these robot vacuums did was that, but I know they can't. They're round and they just kind of go in their own motion, zigzagging, crossing, not really in straight lines. Maybe 25 years in the future they might do that, but as of right now they don't. So that's one of the things that comes with these robot vacuums, is they go at their own pace, they go at their own speed, they go at their own way of zigzagging. But I do think that they pick up just about everything. They just take longer to do it. I can vacuum a floor in 5 minutes. This one will have to do it in 30 minutes, and then it goes around in different motions and different angles and different patterns. The battery life on these things do last quite a bit, so even though it's been a month later, we have some big rooms and the battery life has been able to last to do the entire room until the job is complete. I like that whenever it is getting low on batteries, that it doesn't just stop in the middle of a floor. It'll actually go back to its home base to charge up. That way whenever you're ready to reuse it again, it's got a full battery. There have been times that we go ahead and schedule the cleaning as we are walking out the door, so that way it could clean while we're not home. I'll get a notification on my phone that the job was canceled, and what that means is that the container is full and it needs to be emptied, or that maybe I got hung up somewhere, maybe on an extension cord or one of the kids' toys or something like that. So one thing I really do recommend is before you start cleaning, maybe go around, pick up the house a little. And if there are some areas in your house that you don't want it to go, you might have to block it off. So we wanted it to stay stationary to a particular room, so we blocked off the particular area of a room where we didn't want it to go into. The sensors will detect that there's something in the way, and they'll stop, turn around, and go the other way. I love that it has been very versatile with being able to clean on a carpeted floor or a hardwood floor. It does a pretty good job cleaning on either surface. So iRobot did a pretty good job of engineering and designing something that can clean on a couple different types of surfaces. I love technology, and I love that this has been something that has really helped us out with cleaning a house. I love living in the future like we are now. But there's my thoughts on the iRobot 670 series. I still recommend it. I still think that's one of the best robot vacuums out there for the price. But if you have a budget, this is a good one to buy within that $200 price range. Hopefully this video helped you out if you were trying to decide whether you wanted to get this one or not. But if you liked it, make sure you put a thumbs up on this video. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I do make more tech review videos that I can help you guys out with. And again, thanks for watching this. And until the next video, be creative.